Good afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is. Guys, it is Kieran Gravehammer. I'm back for another episode of, yes, the Death School Walkthrough. I'm here with Ain Sunbloom. Sorry. I'm here back again, trying to track down this Sword of Kings, which nobody seems to know where it goes, or at least they keep sending me to somebody else who's giving it away to somebody else. But at least we have these nice elves here, right? Absolutely. Yeah, like look over there. There is Anya Firemoon. Okay, let's talk to Sir Robin, and let's figure out where we need to go next.
A winter worm, you say? Well, that doesn't sound too scary. Let me just find a woolly sweater. Wait, who are you? Huh? The winter worm has been defeated? Did I do that before collapsing? Oh, it was you? Bother. Well, perhaps you could tell people I helped. At least gave you moral support? You need the Sword of Kings? I was careful not to lose it. I sent it out of the weirwood. There is a teleporter arch nearby. Can you activate it? Meet me in Caliburn, where we can see the situation more plainly.
Apparently he doesn't have it either. Alrighty then. And he doesn't want to tell me the rest of the story until we go to Caliburn. Bother. Well, anyways, it's a beautiful weekend, guys, in middle of October. I hope everybody's doing great. I am excited because all the little leaks that are coming out about Darkmoor are super excited. And I know some of you console players are excited that they have opened up the consoles. They started doing the console game. So I hope that goes well for you. I've seen mixed reports out there, but let's activate this thing. There we go. And I already knew how to activate it because I already read the book. Very good. By the way, guys, I am fully updated in all of my side quests in this world. In fact, guess what? I picked up a new spell from a spell quest. I would have recorded it, but I didn't realize that's what I was doing at the time. My bad. And check it out. I now have Bad Juju. Yes. That's very useful for some things, so we got it there. Ooh, look at that. Apparently, I got spell writing opened up again. Let's check and see if we have a spell ready to upgrade on spell writing. Could be Dr. Von's monster, because that's the one that I've been getting the most spellments for recently. So let's just take a quick gander. Usually, it's only glowing if we have something ready to upgrade. Look, Stormzilla's getting close. We might eventually get Stormzilla upgraded. Okay. Dr. Von, apparently he's not ready to go. He's only 42 out of 75. Okay, maybe the glow was not telling me something's ready to be upgraded. Yep, not even Stormlord's ready to be upgraded at this point. And I still don't get any poisons. Oh well. Alrighty, so maybe I missed it, guys. Usually it only glows if maybe it glows if we get more spell elements, right? Usually I just ignore it. Maybe I just don't pay attention to it. I don't know. Usually, I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments if you know better, because I bet you some of you do. Alrighty then. Well, I guess it's time to, get this show going. Where's Bravely? There he is. Let's talk to the guy.
I feel much better. The Sword of Kings? Why, yes, Sir Drustin told me to keep the Sword of Kings safe. Why do you ask? When I heard the Fire Elves were fighting Frowdlings, I came to see if I could help. I was, anxious about losing the Sword of Kings. Instead, I gave it to my loyal minstrel, Innis Idle, and told him to hie away to safety. Perhaps Sir Pike has seen him.
Innis Idle, we actually talked to that, what do you call it? That, that watermelon-wielding instrumentalist. Let's see if Pike Delago saw him, because he was in Caerleon.
A minstrel? No, I haven't heard any dulcet tunes for a while now. Perhaps Sir Brennan might know.
And then let's go find Sir Brennan. Okay. Perhaps Sir Brennan might know. I wonder how many of these guys I'm going to have to talk to before one of them knows.
A minstrel? Surely sweet sounds would make our hardship easier to bear, but now ask Steward Kay. Mayhaps this minstrel made it back to Caerleon.
Steward K was closer than I suspected. There he is.
I recall the minstrel in Caerleon seeking refuge at the town round. Go and check. If you don't see him, ask Jeremiah Carver.
Yep, and Jeremiah Carver we just did a few quests for, side quests, actually. But that's okay. So let's head over to Caerleon. Because Innis was standing right around here, but he's not there anymore. So let's talk to Mr. Carver.
Greetings, wizard. You look a proper amateur now. A minstrel? I heard Innis Idle took up with the Amber Knights. Scoundrels who take advantage of the weak. You'll find them praying around the streets of Upper Caerleon. Confront some and ask them where to find the minstrel.
Well, let's go. Amber Knights. Do. Yep. Oh, yeah, so I spent a little bit of time knocking out side quests and everything. In fact, we're almost level 80. Yeah, that's where we're... Well, not almost, actually. Sorry about that. I got to be careful about what I click on. Okay, almost up to level 80, which I am kind of stoked about, actually. So we are definitely moving on and getting things taken care of. Okay, there's some Amber Knights. Let's defeat some Amber Knights and figure out where Innis Idle is. I will say, you know, all the quest lines here in... all the quest lines we find here in Avalon are pretty interesting. I mean, you talk about a from here to here to here to here. It is truly a knight's quest. It's kind of like, have you ever seen like any of the well, Monty Python's Holy Grail? I think that's probably the most perfect example of that, where they just went from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing, and it was just like one step to the next to the next to the next. And that's, I believe, you know, I don't know if they actually looked at these quests and said, hey, let's do a Monty Python, you know, travel around the world, never getting closer type of quest on quest on quest, which is kind of what they do anyways. Yeah, that's fantastic. I love it when I don't have okay, sorry about that. Griping a little bit. One quest at least in that. That's the way Wizard does it anyways, but I kind of like the way they walked around Avalon, and you had to restore shrines to gain certain types of notoriety and everything as we go through it. And it's pretty interesting because the more you go through the area, you find just how in trouble Avalon actually is. You know, and Avalon is definitely in a lot more trouble than it would seem, with a lot more scoundrels running around and causing trouble. Luckily enough, we found the wizard. The wizard is rocking. Very good, very good, very good.
I give up. The minstrel is hiding at the Amber Estate. Ask Sir Jean-Paul Jouster.
Let's go, Sir Jean-Paul Jouster. The smokes of a quest. Let's go.
None shall gain entrance to this estate while I am on duty. I wish there was a pithier way to say that. The minstrel, yes, he is inside, but I am under orders not to let anyone in. I must serve with these false knights as penance. I shamed myself by losing my war mount. If only I could get a new one, I could rejoin my brothers of the Silver Rose proudly. If you helped me, I could go, and the way would be open, yes? Excellent. We need to salvage armor and shields from the ruined tower near Caerleon's gates for the raw materials.
Alrighty then. Okay, well, there we go. We've got our latest quest of fun. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, it looks like we have to help him out, so he'll let us in. Oh, wow. I missed a side quest. Thing about these, about side quests here in the Arc 2 is some of them don't turn on until you've done certain things to get them to turn on. And so, like Muriel, although I've totally cleared all the side quests out between episodes, she just popped up mainly because we got this particular this particular main quest line. So that's the thing to keep open if you are trying to complete side quests, is that sometimes side quests won't pop up until you hit the triggering event that actually gets that going. Okay, so we gotta pick up some shields and stuff that are down here by the gates of Lower Caerleon. Yep, there we go. Just where he said they would be. Let's go and pick them up. We'll pick up that part of the shield there, that part of shield there. Right. And so he's a jouster. Gosh, he didn't even comment on my warbird mount, right? My warbird mount. Yeah, so I've been going through So I've been going through all of these, I gotta get the armors too. I've been going through all of my temporary mounts in my inventory just to kind of help clear my inventory out a little bit. And I believe this is my last temporary mount I have right now. So I'm pretty excited about it because I'm almost done. Okay. Still need another shield. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, there's a shield right over there. So I'm pretty stoked about that. That means I can keep my inventory. And that's probably one of the big challenges with Wizard101 is just the inventory challenges. Well, as you're collecting stuff. Now, if you're organized about it and you start dumping stuff you don't need, because you do get a lot of junk you don't need. Places where inventory tends to clog up pretty easily. So, first arc, inventory is just junk gear. Okay? Gear that you'll never use and everything. You get a little bit of that the second arc. Not as much. The second arc, well, you do get good options in the second arc, which you can turn into a lot more gold, which really works to your benefit long term. So second arc, junk gear is still a thing. But the other thing that starts filling up your inventory is seeds. Yeah, seeds, believe it or not. They'll sneak up on you, and suddenly you have like all these seeds in here. If you're not gardening, then they are taking up inventory space.
Ah, this is good, solid iron. It will make a fine mount. In that same ruined tower, there is a treatise on that greatest of sports, the joust. Find Struthio's royal book on mounts, jousting, and knightly combat, and bring it here. Oh, you'll likely have to fight an ogre for it.
Okay, we're going to mark this place, because I see us having to come back here a couple times. We have to go fight an ogre in the ruined tower in Caerleon. Is that downstairs again? I think, you know what, I don't know. We're going to follow the quest arrow and dig it up. An ogre? Yeah, that's not a problem. Yep, I eat ogres for breakfast. Well, not really. But it sounded cool, right? Absolutely. Okay. Oh, my. Very good. I really love the way Caerleon is set up, where you have the two levels of the city and everything. Very nice. I like the verticality of it. I definitely like the buildings, the details. There's plenty of room for the mobs to walk around in, but yet you still have different... Whoops, that'd be this tower. Have I ever been in this tower? No, I think this is the first time I'm going into this tower. I think I've almost gone through every tower down here in the lower Caerleon with side quests and everything. Very good. We're going to hop one in and have some fun, guys. Yep, there we go.
Mash you and smash you and
there's the jousting book in the left if you don't notice it.
Reading material?
His reading material. Oh, a learned ogre. Okay, very nice, very nice, very nice. Well, let's see here. You know, we can go ahead and boost this guy and draw one of these and get rid of that night goblin. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so if you guys are new to this series, basically what we're doing is we're doing a full walkthrough of the Deaths of the Death. And this is a 2025 walkthrough, so this took into account all the changes they've been making in the first arc storylines, as well as the inclusion of Selenopolis in the order of the, in the order of the quest lines, because Selenopolis brought the advent of spell weaving, and so I really wanted to experience what spell weaving might look like. As you are working through the levels, right? Now, already some of the cool things that we found out is being able to customize a spell-weaved wizard, and that's what I'm going to call it instead of just like dual schooling, is now with the level 50 pins and the atavistic gear, you can really customize that wizard for whatever school that you want to combine with the current school. Now, there are some recommendations as to which school to look at when you're doing that, and I would highly recommend you guys look at that. Look at the triangle within a triangle of schools and what matches up best with those, because I think it might advantage you or advantage the combination even more out there long term as they continue to build up this idea. But I'm really liking it. And other things I really enjoyed so far about it is just the idea of Is that the right way to put it? Or should I say the re-engineering of the spells by really taking into account utility? Okay, so when you go to use spell elements to upgrade your spells, you can add utilities to them, which really can make the fights much different. Now, I think the next step that King Zal probably needs to take that is rework how the mobs fight. Yes, and take into account some of those spells in their spell element versions earlier in the game. Like, I don't think you run across any of those types of spells and spell inversions from bosses until much later in the game, until, like, I think somewhat in Selenopolis, but you don't really run across a lot of them until you are much farther along in the game in the quest lines. I would think... Are you kidding me? I swear. Okay. Yeah, of course you fizz the spell that's supposed to, like, give you some relief, right? Yep. Okay, anyways, so I really look forward to doing that. I think that's the next stage. Like, as King Zal has been working through its meta and trying to work through the problems of the game, and let's be honest, some of the problems of the game is really just the spell system and how to make it more variable in play, more interesting to those who play. And I think that's, like, if you really look at comments, people complain about the changes, but if you really look at the biggest complaint about combat in Wizard 101 is if you just run with the meta, which is, blade AoE. Speaking of the meta, yeah, blade AoE, then, I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not very inspired, not very interesting. No strategy really goes into it. It's really just, get the, I mean, and honestly, especially with the way certain things have happened over time, okay, and the way the development occurred, okay, is that they kowtowed to complaints, and now every school has the same thing by the 7-pip spell. And although it really helps, it really makes things easier to play that way. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Ooh, there's our bad juju. Haven't used that yet. I'm going to keep that in my back pocket because I know there's going to be a point where that spell might make a big difference. Yeah, might make a big difference in playstyle. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments, how do you use bad juju with your Death Wizard if you have a Death Wizard? Definitely worth it. But yeah, so I'm excited because all the changes they've been making, guys. There we go. We've got ourselves
Studio's royal book on mounts, jousting, and knightly combat. Odd, there's a picture of a bird on it.
I'm really looking forward to, as they continue to develop this, how the meta will change. Oh, can't climb it. This is like one of those spots you can't climb. Okay, let's go talk to Sir Jean-Paul Jouster and get his information.
You found the book? Splendid! What do you mean there's a bird on the cover? That's not a bird. That's a war ostrich. A shame to be a wizard and to lose your eyesight at such a young age. Now, take what you've collected to Wayland Noy in Abbey Road. He should be able to use these materials to smith a new mount.
Yep, there we go. Let's get him to smith a new mount. But yeah, I'm all for anything that adds variability to the game, makes the combat more interesting. I love the stressing they're making as far as which schools are going to be better for certain types of buffs and debuffs. I really do like that. The whole gambit system versus the way the spells are upgrading, I find extremely interesting. I just think we need to start seeing it a little bit earlier in the game, or at least seeing those types of spells start popping up from mobs and stuff earlier in the game.
Hello there, wizard. I've already heard some interesting stories about you. I can help you smith a new war beast for Sir John Paul. You'll have to gather a few more items for me, though. I had some special iron bark logs in my smithy in Caerleon. They burn hotter than any other fire. Get those first.
Can you just give me the whole list right now? Okay, Upper Caerleon, or no, we're going to go to Caliburn because that's going to put us in the lower part. Okay, yeah, so The variability, I think, long-term for the game will make the game more fun, more challenging. You know, there'll always be some complaining older players out there that don't like to stretch their mind and idea. But I'm all for that. And if it makes combat more interesting, then it's going to make the game more fun, you know? And I think that eventually it's going to breathe life back into PvP. Well, I don't know. I've never been a big PvP player, but I do know that there's always been a lot of chat about it, and there's always been a healthy PvP group here in Wiz. And I think as the metas change, I find it can make PvP more interesting and would challenge other players. Like, just because you are fighting a certain guy and he shows up and he looks like he's fire, I mean, he can so customize his spells in ways that you've never seen before.
Perfect. Ironbark is exceedingly rare these days, so let's not waste it on something ordinary. I'll need a magically hot ember to start it, but I have no idea where you might find something like that.
You have a great idea. You're sure Kara, the Knight of Flame, would give you another living ember from the fountain.
A living ember? A brilliant thought. And while you're out in the werewood, ask Shane McGobbin if he'll lend me his magic hammer too.
Excellent. We get to talk to the leprechaun again. Mr. Shane McGobbin. Fantastic. So, yeah. You know what? And again, that's just me. I really do enjoy the game. I've always loved the game. I love the concept from when I first started playing back in 2009, with each school having its own specialty, you know, like, for instance, you know, Myth being able to summon minions.
Oh, it is my favorite armature. How are you this day? You need another living ember? For you, anything. Take it and let me know if you need anything else. May the fire spirits keep you toasty.
I like her. Okay.
You scoop up another living ember. It's blazing hot, but magically does not burn you.
Or life, which is being support and healing, or balance, not having the best of anything, but being able to support in all those different ways. Storm, high hitter.
I see you remain uneaten, wizard. Glad to know me shoes did not let you down. I'd love to help you out, but me hammer's been stolen by thrice cursed redcaps, worms of the earth, even stole me new shoes. Tell you what, go punch some of them in their pointy noses and get me things back, and I'll give you the hammer for old Whalen.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and punch some redcaps in the nose, for sure. You know, or like Death being able to regenerate, or Ice being the super tank school with all the shields as well, or Fire being able to do good damage, but it being over a period of time and not just all straight up in their face. I do love all those different focuses each school had when we first started off, and I thought it made it really, really interesting. And if you really dug, and then honestly, if you dug into some of the utility spells you would get with each school, you know, it started to make more and more sense. How you could like use those particular elements to frame strategies and everything in the game. What unfortunately started happening though is that, like anything out there, certain people start to figure out, okay, what's the easiest way to win, you know? And they come up with different strategies. And this has been like for any game that's ever been out there ever, you know? Whether it's trying to play poker, or whether it's trying to play spades, which is a great card game. I don't know if you've ever found some friends who just sat down and play spades. That can be some of the best fun ever. But every game out there, there's always a few people that try to narrow it down to a particular play style that, you know, they say there's only one way to really play and win at this game. And, you know, and sometimes there's some truth to it, and sometimes they're really just limiting their imagination, you know, and it's kind of it'll take the fun out of the game. Like, for instance, you know, half the fun of this world is seeing the world itself. Any big MMO, guys, I would recommend this to you. Half the fun of a big MMO is really paying attention to stories. It's getting out into the world and experiencing what the creators have made for you. I mean, sure, the combat can be fun. Sure, the puzzles and stuff could be interesting.
The shoes! Stop hitting us! We gave your hammer to the big black cap, Rissima Flavel. Bother him.
Okay, let's go talk to the big black cap. I knew there'd be a boss in here somewhere. Alrighty. And so if you're digging into RPGs and MMOs, I would recommend, if you're just playing to speed through as fast as you can, I guess that's okay. I think you really miss the real art and the immense hard work that... Ooh, okay, I should be good. That,
You want Shane's magic hammer back? I'll smash you flat and fry you up with some hot peppers and garlic.
Boy, these guys like to eat other people. Kind of creepy, aren't they? Yeah. I do like the models, though. Pretty cool. Okay, let's take these guys down. Now, again, you know, I'm probably one of the biggest proponents to find a way that you like to play and play it that way. I think it makes the game more fun. I think it makes it way more interesting, you know. But at the same time, you know, don't go around telling people that that's the only way to play a game and enjoy it. I think they really miss out on a lot of it. And the more you dig into the game and the more you have fun with it, whether it's this game or whether it's any other big MMOs out there, I think you enjoy the game more. And when you really stop and look at the creativity or the snidiness of some of these games and how much effort was put into making them and creating those storylines and creating the underlying parts of the game, I think it just makes the games that much more fun to play. But that's just me, just how I think about these, and why I've still been able to play this game going on. Gosh, we're 15 years now in this game. How long I've been playing it? Yep, about 15 years or so, and I'm still making videos about it, even though I've been playing, even though this channel is a little bit over 5 years old now, so I'm still making, videos on it, and there's still people watching it. So, I mean, I don't know, I find that all, fun. And why do I keep playing it? Well, because I love the lore, I love the design, I love how the worlds have been crafted. I like stopping and looking and noticing things I didn't notice before, even though I've been playing the game for quite a long time. I really hate getting hit by this thing. It's going to knock out my blades. I should have took out that little punk a lot earlier. Sorry about that. Well, anyways, that's my rant on MMOs and playstyles, and at least it only got rid of one of them. That's still annoying, though. We're going to get rid of that one crack in there. Let's get rid of him. Okay, so yeah, play the game the way you enjoy it, but don't just rush through it just to complete something. Stop and look around. Appreciate the variety and such that games like this give us, because it does. I don't know. I get a lot more out of it by thinking that way. I get a lot more out of it by noticing the variety that's in there. Try playing the game differently, Go through, get different gear. Don't go Waterworks all the time. I mean, this gear is just as good as any of the Waterworks gear and is more customizable. Fantastic. Loving that. Okay. Now we got to deal with Flavel. Okay, so this is going to take a little bit different type of approach. Here's the nice thing about the spell weaving. I don't have to worry about throwing up a prism. I can do something different. I can play a different attack, and I got plenty of time to do it because, yeah, well, not plenty of time. He's going to start really crunching down on me here pretty quick. Stormlord may not be the most advantageous to do this. I need to get my second blade up, and I believe Triton is probably the spell I would like to use most on this guy, because I think we can knock him out in one shot with Triton. We only got 2 blades. Oh my gosh. Well, since we got the extra things, we'll go ahead and do this. And he is death, so let's go ahead and throw that shield up for 0 pips while we wait for my big hit to show up in my deck. I mean, I can always Stormlord him. I would like the second blade, though. Yeah, that's perfect. We're going to kick this away, Well, I got plenty of hits ready to go, so I can always crack him in the second round. This might finish him off. I don't think it will, because the second blade would have been nice. But, you know, we've got a good boost here. It doesn't look like I critical. Okay. We will not finish him off in this round. That's disappointing. Ah! I mean, still a good hit considering we didn't crit or anything, but boy. And this is annoying. I hate getting hit with that stuff. Okay, so now a crit with Oh, that was not what I meant to do. Let's throw this up and then we'll crack in him. Or actually, no. You know what we need to do? We need to get rid of... Oh yeah, he's gone on the yeah. Okay. It's all about pips. We do not want to fizzle anything. And we don't have... Yeah. Yep. That's okay. We're good. I mean, if I have to reshuffle, I do have the ability to reshuffle. Now, the gambit is if we have 2 of those negatives on us, then we can really sock it to him. Well, let's just hit him. Right, guys? It'll be a good hit. Yeah, I don't need to heal. Well, not as good of a hit as I would have liked. So now the question becomes, what do? Do we wait for the pips? Yeah, I think we wait for the pips. Yeah, if we would have critted with Triton, this fight would be over. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Did you see that regular pips? I gotta get my power pip percentage back. Up a little bit higher. That will come in time. Come on, let's go with this thing. Okay, I think we're ready to go finally. Gosh, a whole round behind. Can Stormlord do the job and finish him? Let's see. That's, you know. So... Some people are probably out there saying, well, if you just want to put a prism on him, you will finish this fight already. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. You know. Sometimes the way these fights go is random.
Oh, my aching teeth.
Got a longbow for our deck. Whenever something drops a weapon or anything, I like to keep that and throw that in my house as far as wall art, personally. Well, at least one of the different kinds of weapons you can get. Shane McGoban. Sorry, he's going to give us a hammer, right? That's what we were doing all that for. Yeah, I had to remind myself. Deirdre. We haven't talked with her yet. I bet you that conversation's coming forward. Alrighty, Mr. Shane McGoban.
You got it all back. That's a fine thing. You done well, Wizard. Take me hammer to that crafty whaling knight. Best of luck.
Very good, very good. Now, up till this point, I don't know if you know this, but up till this point, this world had the most quests of any world when it was released. Yes, this world had the most quests of any world. And I believe it was about 140 mainline quests. I'd have to look that up again and remind myself. But, yeah, this world had the most quests of any world because... coming after it is the biggest world ever.
You got McGobbin's hammer. Well done.
Linear Baron.
Whoa, where'd that come from?
You got everything we need, did you? Now, stand back while I melt this metal down and reshape it.
Okay, let's go.
Waylon Noy takes command of the forge. The fire blaze is white as he beats the metal into shape.
Very good.
He works hard and tirelessly until something fantastic appears. A wondrous bird of prey, the war ostrich morning star.
This is by far the fastest ostrich I've ever created. Take this beast to Sir Jean-Paul and see what he thinks.
Okay, yes. So, did you guys see the war ostrich? I don't know if you saw it, but there he is, Morningstar. In fact, this is worthy of a picture. Let's make sure we get a nice picture of the war ostrich. Yeah. There we go. Ooh, a little bit of wood there. Very good.
Morningstar seems cute in a demon beast kind of way.
Okay, now we're finally going to get in to talk to these Amber Knight guys.
You have returned, Armature. Your quest was a success? Is the mount, in your backpack?
Ah ha ha.
Ah, a steed with the strength and speed of a hurricane. You and Wayland Noy crafted a masterpiece. Now, I can proudly rejoin my brothers at Caliburn upon the mighty Morning Star with my head held high. With no one guarding the gate of the Amber Estate, you could just walk in and look for this minstrel.
There we go. That's what I like. Let's go in. There he is with his watermelon. Okay. This will be another dumb quest. Let's watch.
His head caved in and his eyes poked out, his ears pulled off and his whiskers burnt and his bottom... Oh, I didn't see you there. Who are you and what do you want? The sword of what? I can't recall. You see, I am terribly distressed. I dropped my loot and some redcaps snatched it up. I tried to replace it with this fruit loot, but it's not working out for me. Do you think you could find the redcaps who have my loot? I think they're still here in the city. Perhaps then I could remember your Axe of Ages or whatever it was.
Okay, let's go grab the loot for this guy, and let's get this show on the road. Yeah, so getting back to the size of this world, one of the things that Wizard101 was doing when they brought out that second arc is they had really developed their storytelling. So, first arc, all the worlds were right around 90 to 100 main quest lines, and I thought they were really good. They were good size. I mean, I was looking for longer stories, and we got that definitely in the second arc worlds. And this world right here, when it first was released, basically, biggest world of the game. 100 and I kid you not, guys. This will blow you away. 161 mainline quests to get all through Avalon. 161. That's a huge world. That is over 50% more than any of the first arc worlds, and about 30 quests more than Zafaria. 20 to 30. I'd have to look up Zafaria as well. You guys want to know? Well, let's look it up, because I really didn't keep count. I've done that before on different things, but let's take a look at Zafaria's total quests. So the total main quest line total for Zafaria, okay, for Zafaria is, let's see here, 148. So about 20, well, actually more like about 13 more quests. So Zafaria was pretty large as well. But these all pale in comparison to the next two worlds. And let's be honest, the biggest world is Azteca, and we're probably going to head into Azteca after this. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead of the game. But Chrysalis, I always count as a double world. And the reason why is because it was released as two separate worlds. And when you look at it from that point, then it falls in line with all the other worlds in the second arc. But it is the longest arc. Best storylines, I will defend that. Best storylines ever.
Loot? We gave that to our master, Favor Ehrlicher. He lives in that building.
Of course he does. Well, let's go into that building, and let's go ahead and sorry, reagents. There we go. Let's go in and let's do this thing. Yeah, but that's where it's at, guys. Biggest worlds, and I still think the best storylines. Although when you're working through them, it feels like they don't end, but they do eventually.
A wizard! Let me lick your ears and see how you taste.
Lick my ears? Jeez. All these guys want to bite your nose, lick your ears, roast you on a spit. These are a bunch of creepy little dudes, aren't they? Okay. Alrighty. So, wow, don't really need any of those. Well, let's throw a shield up. Now, favorite worlds. That always comes up, and I haven't talked about it in a little while, so let's just talk about it. Favorite worlds. Avalon's a great world. How many of you guys out there look at Avalon as your favorite second Ark world? Let me know down in the comments. Avalon has always been a fan favorite. I think it was really well designed. The storylines are good. It feels... What's the right word? It feels consequential. Yeah. As you work through it, you're doing all sorts of learning. You're figuring things out. I think there are lots of awesome things about Avalon. So let me know down in the comments. Was Avalon your favorite second Ark world? Let me know. I would love to know about that. You know, different tastes change, like depending on as you get older and you've been playing the game for a while, or you're a new player, or you haven't played it for quite a while. Do you find that your favorite worlds change a little bit? I don't know. I think I've been pretty consistent on mine. What I'm really stoked for here, though, is that coming up in the new... Oh, I don't know. Finally getting a blade. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Don't need that. Let's put a blade up, and that way we can at least hit him pretty hard. Really looking forward to the new Ark, because Darkmoor is coming. Yes, Darkmoor is coming. And I am so stoked to see how they went about building that world. Because, well, let's just talk... Oh, gosh, do I want to get into 4th Ark? The 4th Ark, I'm not... Without getting into storylines or anything, I felt the 4th Ark was just a little bit weak. Yeah. I mean... and a lot of people will comment that they just couldn't get into the storyline, and I totally get it. I mean, I understood the storyline, I saw where it was going, but the general consensus is a little weak. So I'm really hoping that with the 5th Ark, we'll see a lot more energy come back into the game. That returning players will be excited, and it will catch their imagination. So far, from just the little things that they've been leaking out to kind of give us teasers as far as what we might expect, what we might see, I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, I mean, just some of the different factions, the lore that they're building around it. Pretty excited, because I think it could be. Well, I think it's right timing for the game. You know, I think after the last 4 years with the 4th Ark, having something that could just really excite everybody and bring everybody back in, reload their accounts, turn on those max wizards, you know, and also with some of the changes that they make into the combat, get people back into the combat and everything. I think we can see a lot of awesome things happen and really add to the game in general. So I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, well, this guy's kind of annoying. We do need the blade, though. Trying to stun me again, the wanker. Ha ha ha! Okay. One more blade? Well, I'm going to go with one more blade simply because we do not have a feint on him at the moment. Ooh, love that. Okay, let's hit him. Let's see what happens. The ear licker, nose biter. Yeah, tell you what, I think they had a lot of fun naming these guys and creating the lore behind these goblins. Wow, I can tell that I'm having a lot of fun because already things have been going really good. Let's ghoul him and finish this. I forgot with the ghoul, it'll add that plus 55 blade if you have a shield up. I gotta remember that. See, the utilities on some of these spells are really, really good, and if you... That's why I keep saying, is if you learn how to use them really effectively... Right? If you learn how to use them really effectively, you'll be able to do some monstrous hits and build-ups that really make the game way more interesting to play. Yep. Yeah, look at that. You know?
Take your silly loot. It didn't taste good anyway.
Love it. Okay, so we got the loot. Boy, there's these pots in all of these houses. Now, remember, I'm checking for a couple things. We're looking for... We got some side quests that we want to make sure that we get them all without having to come back to these places. And we're making sure that we don't miss a little black bird, a scroll, which scrolls are usually found outside, but I check anyways, and or a tapestry. Yep. And I've been doing pretty good about them so far. Okay, let's go back to Innis Idle. I forgot that I actually have a teleport point just outside of the building. I could have just teleported there. Oh well. Why is it giving me an arrow? Yeah. Sometimes the arrow is wonky the way it lines you out. Okay. Innis Idle, let's go.
You got Lady Elizabeth back. What? Your weapon doesn't have a name? I could sing a song about you. The brave wizard's spells only sometimes failed and never ran out of mana. Only fizzled about half the time, or maybe more. It is time for me to leave this place for safer climes. I hear the brisk land of Nodor is lovely this time of year.
I would love to see Nodor show up somewhere in the game. Like, that'd be a great side world for like a gear quest or something.
Go to the archives and find me a map to Nodor, and I'll work on a song. Try to remember where your rod of rulership is.
Oh, jeez. Well, let's go ahead and get all this done so that he can give us the next set of directions into, to find out our Sword of Kings, right? Right, yeah. Very good. Yeah, like there's little things that they have like mentioned. Like that's right there. That is a lore drop right there that has not fully been realized. Like for instance, all through the first 3 arcs of the game, there are all these allusions to, well, especially like in the first arc, like the world where the gobblers came from, and you kind of got an idea of what that might happen when you went to Imperia, but then you got the full story once they added Caramel into the game, and so it took 3 full arcs before we got answers to some of the questions in the original Wizard City. Okay, map to Nodor, and Nodor is one of those places that we have not been to. Albion is a place we have not been to.
A map to the brisk land of Nodor. There are pictures of woolly mammoths and frozen Fomori. It doesn't sound that appealing to you.
Okay, so let's head back to Innis Idle.
Excellent! I'm sure they'll appreciate my fine music up there. Out of my way, I must get out of here. Sword of Kings? Oh, that. I believe I dropped it in the wild near Stormcrown? You need to know exactly? Over by the battling sprites and redcaps. Oh, go ask Deirdre Madden. She probably knows.
And there we go. But unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for hanging out with me once again. Ooh, see, guys, you gotta look around. I don't even remember that picture where that the Amber Knight up there with the thing. Gosh, how did I miss that all these years? Like I said, every time I look around, I see something new. But anyways, that's all the time we have for today. So this is Kieran Gravehammer for the Death School Walkthrough. I hope you guys have a great day. Catch you later. Bye-bye.